I want to give you guys an update on what it's costing me here at Disney. I did drop a few videos over the weekend because I like to keep you guys in tune with what's going on here. But I want to give you guys a little bit of insight on what it is that I'm spending here in Disney. And I'm going to tell you why, right? First and foremost, if you've been tapped in since Friday was when I flew in. I'm still here in Orlando. Shout out to Jeremiah. Shout out to everybody that I met at the park. Shout out to the people that I ran into at CVS. You guys are awesome. Y'all said, yo, Anton, I'm rocking with you. I appreciate you. Every single person that I run into in life, I am a real person. Say what up, though. Don't just be acting all scared. I think that's Anton. Then I gotta turn around and call you out. What up, though? What's happening, fam? Don't be acting shy. And then y'all want to. Then we gonna have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that says something at Universal, that says something at Disney, at all of the different parks. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me and rocking with the shows. All right. In addition to that, I'm gonna give you a running total in a general sense. Honey, how much were the Disney tickets? Because we went to Universal on Saturday, and then we went to Universal on Sunday, and we went to Disney on Saturday. If you had to guess, for all of us, so 750 initially, just the Disney tickets on Saturday, right? 750, $750. But let's rewind for a little bit, all right, guys. Um, the flights here were about 5 grand. No, they were more than that. But you can save a little money on that. So I'm going to be absolutely transparent because um my first class ticket alone was 1,800 and change, almost $1,900. Rita's first class ticket obviously was the same. The two girls, they did not ride first class because there were no more seats. There was only two left. So they fine. They big, but their tickets was like almost $1,000 a piece alone. That's see if think about it, right? That's actually more than that. You got 3,600, probably 3,700 when you do it like, when you really understand it. 47, 57. So my tickets just to fly here was $5,700. That's just the round trip tickets. Flew Delta. All of the tickets is high right now. I don't know what it is that's causing the tickets to be high. I know that one of the things is that there's a lot of families, and when you have vacations or you do spring breaks or you do winter breaks or you do a holiday for a long weekend or whatever, and all of the families go, then things tend to be higher, significantly higher. But here's the thing: even if it was just we just get regular main cabin seats, it would have cost $1,000 a person. So let's reduce the cost from 6,000 almost to $4,000, right? And then let's just say hypothetically that you really like found some really decent tickets. You booked way ahead of time or whatever, so on and so forth. You flew in on a Tuesday and all of that other type of stuff that y'all like to do for your travel hacks and everything. Let's just say, for example, that you reduced it down to $3,000 for a family of four, which is the equivalent of $750 per person, just to catch a flight to the airport. Just to catch a flight to the airport, right? I paid the equivalent of about $6,000 for my family. But let's just say, for example, you can reduce that in half and you can get to $3,000. Okay. We're not really taking into account what it cost us in order to do so. A lot of people don't get paid for their day off. Some of you do in corporate America, but there's a lot of people that if you don't work, you don't eat, especially if you have your own business. What I've noticed with Asian people that own their own restaurant, they go out of town one time a year. It usually be for about 2 or 3 weeks. They go and visit their mainland China or whatever, so on and so forth. And then that's it. The rest of the year they work. But they've planned for that way out because they know that there will be no revenue coming in at that time. Most people that have their own business, they work their business because it really does not make sense from a financial perspective, and they can't justify the cost that goes along with hiring help. Hear me out. I'm breaking this down to you. I'm helping you to understand something. If you don't work for a lot of people that have a business, so also add that in as a factor, you don't eat. So your true cost of traveling or taking your family somewhere it's also the cost that it takes in order for you to not make money in order to go and do that thing. Q gives me a hard time all the time, and she says, Anton, you need to take off, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, Q, well, I don't miss. So she says, why are you always working even when you're on a vacation and stuff like that? Well, Q is things that need to run, people that's dependent on me, businesses that need to be taken care of. We got projects happening in corporate America and so on and so forth. And we don't get to operate like we in a union. We don't operate based off of that. Your performance is largely based off of what you're generating and what you're putting into the business. And so even though you may get a bunch of vacation time and it's nothing that's really stopping you and you're working from home, you still have to produce. And so take into consideration for a lot of y'all, add as a caveat, what it's really costing you if you decide that you don't want to go to work or you own your own business and you want to take off a week and you want to spend time with your family or for vacation, right? Because that's a lot of money. Every single day that you're there, that's a day that you're not making money. But let's remove that as a part of the equation. Let's use that 3,000 to 4,000 number just to fly in, right? Then you got airport parking. Then you got gas. Obviously, we're not taking into consideration what it is that you're dealing with when it comes to people not even being able to go to work or something like that, right? Let's factor it in. A lot of y'all like to cheap out, but I don't. But you got to get a rental car as soon as you get here. So as soon as you get here, you got to get a rental car. Let's just say, for example, you're going to spend $300 total. We're not including tolls. We're not including gas to be able to gas it back up or anything like that. Got to put gas, got to put fuel back into it. For real. As soon as you land, your family is hungry. As soon as you get to the airport, you want to get snacks, water, all of that other type of stuff. And then you got to get here, right? So you got a choice to make between your Airbnb or a hotel room. If you want to stay at a Disney property, you want to stay at the Hard Rock Hotel. They've also factored into it the idea that everybody is coming at a specific time, so they know when to raise prices and when to lower prices based off of the demand that's in the area, right? But for me specifically, and I have a really dope Airbnb, and I'll give y'all a little bit of a preview. It's pretty dope all around, you know. I got 5 bedrooms in here, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. We got the pool with the jacuzzi. We got the master bedroom. We got a really nice kitchen. The kitchen is dope, you know. Awesome. I have no problem sharing with you guys all of it, but I spent about $3,000. About $3,000, including in that is like a $300 cleaning fee. They rob you on that. You know what I'm saying? The taxes and everything. But total, you're gonna spend about $3,000 just for an Airbnb. Now, I could have went and got a hotel room, right? In which the hotel room, in which we would have had to get at least 2 hotel rooms, or we would have had to do a suite, would have been the equivalent or more. Trust me, I know. I'm a Marriott member. I'm also a Hilton member. I know all about it. I travel a lot, so on and so forth. Most of y'all don't get the points. Most of y'all don't get that Amex credit or anything like that. However, again, $3,000. So my cost 6 plus 3 equals 9, and that has nothing to do with anything as far as rental cars or anything like that. That's just purely off of booking the hotel or booking the Airbnb and flights. So I'm 9,000 in the hole before I ever even leave the crib. For most people, let's just say, for example, you got a bigger family or a family of 4, you're in a worse position, right? Because let's go ahead and cut that in half, and then let's add in the Airbnb, because there's no way you can avoid not staying with somebody or not staying somewhere. So you already at 6,000. I'm at 9, you at 6. I'm using my experiences in order to really parse through what it's going to cost you as a middle-class person just to take your family on vacation for a little less than a week. You're losing money at work. You're scared you're going to get laid off when you get back simply because they got performance reviews, and you know the tech companies is all laying off because you're in the middle of a recession. You booked early, so you saved a little bit of money. So you at 6,000, I'm at 9, right? Then you got to get the rental car, $300. Then you got to get food, parks, Universal Studios. It cost us $1,000 total. We got the $150 per person, which included $600. Plus we paid an additional $250 per person. Actually, it was more than that, $400 per person. So I paid $1,600 total to go to Universal Studios for one day. They had Willow Smith out there. I bring my hair back and forth. I ain't care nothing about my hair back and forth. But they had Willow Smith performing they got Sean Paul coming up and all of that. Don't they right? I don't know nothing about that. But my point is that In all of these places, it's going to cost you money. Now, it could have only cost me $600 just to come in. Then I would have had to wait an hour and a half to 2 hours per ride. But it literally only took me on average about 10 to 15 minutes per ride, and we rode everything in the entire park, right? So that's an additional $1,600 on top of the 9,000. So now we at 10,006. Actually, let's just say 11,000 when you throw in the rental car and the gas and all that. Let's say 11,000 just total, just for Universal. Then you got to factor in Disney because then we spent money on merch. My daughter wanted a hoodie. They wanted some memorabilia. We all got ears. I got this stupid hat that I was wearing. This hat was $40 alone. Then my daughter was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to get all of the wristbands, right? Let's get the wristbands so that we don't have to use the card and we could just scan our wristbands." Well, that was $45 per wristband. And then you got four, so that's $180 total. You see how it starts to add up? Now, you can be that parent that's like, well, no, we can't afford it. Who wants to go on vacation penny pinching? The whole idea behind what it is that we do, maybe it's just from a man's perspective, but the whole idea behind what it is that we do is that we want to really be able to allow our family to have the experiences that they want to have without restriction. And so you grind, you hustle, you go and get it. You make sure that everything is ideal because, for example, it's my family's birthday. Rita's birthday is the 19th. Leslie's birthday is the 22nd. I got cakes, I got gifts, and all of this other type of stuff. I want them to have the best experiences now. I'm going to stop there, right? I'm going to stop there just for the people in the back. Because some people said, Anton, that's cap. You ain't spend no $15,000. You ain't spend no $10,000 plus, whatever, so on and so forth. Let me help you to understand something. It's very easy to be able to run up a $15,000 tab with my lifestyle. For a regular person, you're going to come close to $10,000 just to be able to take a family of four. I got my daughter, I got my niece with her, so on and so forth. You're going to run up a tab easily of close to $10,000 when you decide that you wanted to take your family on vacation or you want to go about doing things a certain type of way. The question that you have to ask yourself, and the reason that I'm having this conversation is because I want you to really parse through and try to understand or try to ask yourself what it really takes to be middle class in 2023 and beyond. Because the costs are not going down. The cost for theme parks, the cost for plane tickets, the cost for gas, the cost for rental cars, the cost for Airbnbs, the cost for you to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do on a daily basis, the cost for you to not go to work in order to be able to take your family out, clothes, watches, bills are still due. You still got to pay your rent at home. Tuition is not going down. It's going higher. You've never seen a university lower tuition year over year in order for you to be able to be more affordable, have more affordable college. You still got to eat. The cost of food, unless you want to come on vacation and cook like you at home. Who goes on vacation in order to cook and clean just like they at home? If it's more work for you to go on vacation than it is for you to be home, then that's not a vacation. That's called work. I don't want to work on vacation. So we don't cook. We order. We have the food delivered, all of that other type of stuff. Rita and them, as soon as they got here, I had to go and take care of some business. So they went and got their nails done and all of that. It's very, very, very easy to run up a $15,000 tab. Now, also factor in that a lot of y'all say, well, Anton, you can live good on $47,000 a year. Bull. Nonsense. Now you telling me that I've already spent 33% of what it is that you make per year and you ain't even got your taxes taken out of your check yet. That's why y'all out here scamming. That's why y'all out here trying to get more in your tax return for money that's yours that you lent to the federal government in order for them to send it back to you. I want you to start thinking, and this is not a stunt on the middle class, right? Because I very much consider myself a regular guy. But I want you to start thinking more from a business perspective as far as how it is that you understand how money works, how it is that we operate within society, where things are going to go. Because remember, 10 years from now, the prices that we pay today is going to look phenomenal. The prices that we pay today are going to look awesome 10 years from now. Inflation is at an all-time high. Even though they're continuing to raise the rates in order to try to tamp down inflation, it's at an all-time high. The cost of doing business is at an all-time high. The cost of travel is at an all-time high. The cost for housing is at an all-time high. If you are not solving for a problem, if you are not becoming a better version of yourself, understanding that the money come with it, if you're not a part of the Bag Chasers, shout out to my Patreon members, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat, then you will be in survival mode until the day that you die. And if you're telling me that that sounds appealing, then this is not the place for you over here at the Millionaire Morning Show. This is not the Thousandaire Morning Show. This is the Millionaire Morning Show. This is not the Thousandaire Morning Show. This is the Millionaire Morning Show. If survival and then hoping that the federal government secures enough revenue and that they don't go into debt to where the dollar collapses and you don't have anything to leverage against as far as fiat currency because you don't own any assets. Because contrary to popular belief, let me help you to understand something. The real estate that I own, and one of the reasons why I leverage the majority of my portfolio into real estate, is because no matter what the dollar does, no matter what Bitcoin does, no matter what cryptocurrency does, no matter what stable coins do, no matter what happens in society, whatever it is, it has to be comparable against real estate because no matter what you do, you're always going to need a place to live. No matter what, you're always going to need a place to live. If survival for the rest of your life, hoping that they fund Social Security so that you can depend on the federal government and then Medicaid in order to make sure that your health care coverage and that you don't go die by the time that you're 59 before you even get to retirement age at 69 and a half, if that sounds appealing to you, then you need to go and find the Thousandaire Morning Show. We don't speak in duress over here. We're teaching people how to operate in abundance. There's plenty of shows for you to go out there and for them to teach you how to be a regular individual. I am not going to try to fill that void. It is plenty of people that is teaching you how to be average or below average or trying to be solidly middle class, even though the middle class is going away. I'm going to continue to harp on, and have a conversation about how it is that you need to be operating in abundance, why you need to be investing in yourself, why you need to be leveraging your assets, why you need to be leveraging your cash in order to purchase more assets so that you can then get yourself out of the rat race and stop having to work for the next 50 years just to be able to breathe. They're going to charge you for air. Trust me. They've already started charging you for water a long time ago. They already started charging you for water. Infrastructure, failing. You can't live anywhere near a major city, and you can't even live in the suburbs. You're going to have to move to Bumblefuck USA in order for you to even be able to breathe. And then meanwhile, we'll be still living in abundance because we'll be beating the rate of inflation, continuing to buy assets that appreciate over time, and winning in every aspect of life. Join the Bag Chasers. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.